swear. When we introduce this going to school and all that stuff, even the female child is supposed to go to school, and when she goes to school, she's going to be taught about leadership. The people I know who can know them better are those other youth. So what I do, if I handle those youth toughly, they know what to do to my children. Yeah. Hello and welcome to PLG Thursday, that is Politics, Leadership and Governance. My name is Rida Chebet Kering and I'm joined by Bushebi Jr., who is the CEO of Liasol Africa Limited and also the Director of Depression Kenya and also the Director of Champions of Faith Kenya Edition. Karibu sana Bushebi Jr.
Thank you very much.
So Bushebi Jr. is going to help me as usual to discuss some of the issues that we are going to discuss tonight on politics, leadership and governance. And I would just like to start with the newly formed One Kenya Alliance, that is OKA, which has brought together the ANC party leader Musalia Mudavadi, Ford Kenya's Moses Wetangula, Wiper Party Kalonzo Musyoka, and the fourth one is Gideon Moi, who is the chairperson of KANU. And we've seen in the recent days that there have been wrangles or a rift in that newly formed coalition. What can you say is the future of OKA?
That's a very general question, but looking at an specific answer to that is that you can't talk about the future without placing time limits. When you talk about the future, you have to know that you're talking about the next 2 months, or the next 24 hours, or the next 3 months. So
for now, you're basing on the 2022 polls.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. When you're talking about future, politics is something that can change anytime. So the future of something depends on what is happening right now. What if Raila Odinga stands up and says, I'm going to support somebody else for presidency? What will be the future of, those are things that we are looking, those are the parameters that we are looking at when you're talking about politics. So whatever we can only speculate about what's going to happen, but looking back at what has been going on, OKA has never been a formal coalition.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, there's no pen that has been placed on a paper over anything. This is just gentlemen coming together and agreeing that, you know what, let's come together, give press conferences. Let's also form something and tell people that we have formed something. But it's a very open form of coalition where you can come in the time you want and leave when you feel like.
Yeah, there's no agreement.
There's no agreement, because when you look at Gideon Moi, although he has not said that he wants to be the president.
Actually, some of the leaders allied to KANU, like Nick Salat, who is the SG of the party, say that soon the party leader, who is Gideon Moi, will make an announcement which will shake the nation. So we're still waiting. We don't know what kind of announcement it is that will shake the nation.
There's no announcement that can shake the nation. You know, we're going to have a lot of proclamations from now henceforth. You know, Kalonzo Musyoka will come out with an announcement that will shake the nation. Musalia Mudavadi will also do the same. Ruto will do the same. Raila will come and do the same. Wetangula will come and do the same. Who else? All these presidential aspirants, they will always want to make an announcement that will shake the nation. So, as a nation, we are always ready to be shaken.
With their announcements.
With the announcements, we are about to be shaken. But looking at it, when you look at One Kenya Alliance, it's the future is, let's say, in the next, unless things change, I mean, there's nothing there to hold water.
Because if you see, I think it was 2 months ago,
yes,
where they had a general meeting and they say that they will unveil their flag bearer soon. And they're still waiting for that soon, but I think they're still confusing us. You see, almost 3 members of the party, they say that they will vie come 2022.
Musalia Mudavadi is the one who actually amazed me the other day when he said he has a huge possibility of getting a running mate from Mount Kenya. Now, when you're in Oka, One Kenya Alliance, I have no idea how that's going to work. Anyway, but this is something that we were talking about last Thursday. And I was telling you that Mount Kenya is a bride. Mount Kenya votes as a block. Mount Kenya doesn't waste its vote. And they bargain using its vote. And trust you me, some 3-4 months to elections, Mount Kenya will come together. There's nothing like Mount Kenya is behind Ruto, Mount Kenya is behind Raila, or all this nonsense will come to an end. And Mount Kenya will speak as, that's one thing you can be assured. These guys are never, ever divided. They know what they want. And so whenever you see, and leaders know that, Musalia Mudavadi knows it, Raila knows it, Ruto knows it, that is why they are all inclining towards getting a running mate from Mount Kenya. And that puts One Kenya Alliance in shambles, because One Kenya Alliance has Kalonzo Musyoka,
Moses Wetangula, Musalia
Mudavadi, and Gideon Moi. And then are they going to agree that now let's get
running mate
from Mount Kenya, or a running mate must come from one of them? Okay, so those are things that everyone is looking at. You see, like I said, politics is about numbers. Politics is about numbers. You need to count the votes. You don't need to count the number of rallies. You don't count the number of social media posts. It's not the number of prayers that you make. It is about numbers. How many votes do you have? Okay? So you go to regions to look for votes, regions that you know vote as a block. Like I usually say, you invest your money and your resources to campaign and to gather together to go to regions that vote as a block. Okay? The deciding blocks. Okay? You can't put a lot of resources in Western Kenya.
Because they never
vote as a block. Western Kenya, you're wasting your own resources. Okay? If you have 20 candidates who want to become president, and you have 20 voters in Western Kenya, don't be shocked. Each candidate might have a vote, I mean, okay? So, Western Kenya doesn't vote as a block. Their votes are so divided to the extent that it's just something that aspirants come to pick 2 or 3 votes from Western Kenya. But they don't really put a lot of resources in campaigning in Western Kenya. Uhuru Kenyatta was supposed to go to Western Kenya. What happened?
That trip never happened. Yes. We waited and waited.
Have you ever seen Musalia Mudavadi campaigning in Western Kenya? Have you ever seen Wetangula campaigning in Western Kenya?
I think they know that they have the
There's nothing like knowing. There's nothing like knowing. William Ruto is campaigning in his own backyard. We've seen Uhuru Kenyatta going to Mount Kenya and campaigning strongly and telling his people, you know what, this is the way we should go. Okay? Raila Odinga goes and he holds big rallies in Nyanza. Okay? But have you seen anyone campaigning in Western Kenya apart from funerals and some little ceremonies here and there? and there's some little statements being thrown left, right, and center. You haven't seen them campaigning, okay? So people know they cannot waste their resources campaigning in a region that you know very well they are going to vote for even someone from Mass. Somebody just dropped here the last day of election.
They like to explore.
So many aspirants don't like wasting their resources in Western Kenya, okay? Because they never vote as a bloc. But when you look at Mount Kenya votes as a bloc. When you go to Rift Valley, they vote as a bloc. So those are areas people struggle to put their resources there because they know I'm assured of 2 million votes here, okay? So if I put so and so in my box, I'm 100% sure I'm going to get 2 million votes. Okay?
I think Oka has Gideon Moi, and Gideon Moi
is struggling to be someone in Rift Valley. It's not easy to beat William Ruto in Rift Valley. William Ruto has his roots in so deep in Rift Valley. You know, they will vote for him. That's the truth anyway. That's the truth, as much as it might hurt Kanu. But the point is, you can't just wish away William Ruto. You can't just wish away William Ruto in Rift Valley, where William Ruto is also struggling, and where everyone is struggling. And I think that they themselves will decide is Mount Kenya. You know, they are here and they are there. They are behind Raila. Yes, they are behind Raila today. They are behind Ruto the next day. At night they are here, during the day they are in somewhere else. And eventually they're going to come together and decide whom they're going to give their vote.
Yeah, and actually as we continue, there is a point, actually a statement that the Kakamega Senator Cleophas Malala said today during an interview. Cleophas Malala is I think he's an ANC member.
Yes, yes.
And he was saying, I think he had a point, he was saying that if we go for an election today, in case Deputy President William Ruto wins the election, half of the country will be happy, then half of the country will be not satisfied. Then he said that the opposite is true for Raila Odinga, and he was saying that I think it's good that we elect someone who is neutral like Musalia Mudavadi.
He was saying we need a compromising leader. And he's just echoing the thing that I was saying the other time, when I said don't be shocked to find that Musalia Mudavadi is given, mark my words, is given the seat. Okay?
You're trying to say that Musalia cannot campaign?
No, Musalia is not a politician. Musalia Mudavadi is not a politician. That's for a fact. That's a fact of history. Look back, Musalia is not a politician. Musalia is a technocrat. Musalia is an economist. Okay? Musalia is like Kibaki. Okay? These are not politicians. Politicians are people like William Ruto. Okay? People like Raila Odinga. Those are politicians. They can stand and say something, and you know, they are the opinion makers. How many press conferences has Musalia Mudavadi had, and it doesn't make opinion on the streets? Okay? But William Ruto shows up one day and says, you know, my life is in danger, they have changed my security system, and everyone is talking about it. Okay? In fact, I don't think there's anyone in Kenya right now who's been mentioned more than William Ruto. Okay?
He's everywhere.
He's everywhere. I mean, he's being mentioned by everybody, everywhere. He's so popular right now. And those are the opinion makers. Those are politicians. Okay? They politic. Okay? They bring out agendas and ideas and try to force them to become laws. Okay? So that's the work of a politician. Coming up with the ideas and the agenda and some suggest solutions to problems concerning the society, and then pushing them to become laws. Exactly what BBI was trying to do. Now that's the work of the politicians. And but when you look at Musalia Mudavadi is different, and he's this laid-back person, and he's a bit compromising, he's tolerant, okay? And I know Kenyans usually vote for laid-back people. That's I don't know why, but eventually, whoever they put on that seat is somebody a little bit tolerant and laid back. Okay, Kenyans are scared of somebody who comes out so strongly as a dictator or someone who is easily angered, you know, somebody who looks bitter with life, somebody, you know. Kenyans will tolerate you, you know, you will entertain them, but at the end of the day, they won't want you on that seat. They'll go for someone who is a little bit compromising and tolerant. And that is why don't just breathe away Musalia Mudavadi, thinking that...
And you know that the KANU politicians were saying the same thing for Gideon Moi. They're saying that, you know, it's like the Deputy President William Ruto and the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga have half of the country. So if they win, half of the country will be dissatisfied. And if they lose, half of the country will be dissatisfied.
Gideon Moi and... Gideon Moi, I don't know. You know, Gideon Moi came to limelight just the other day. So we have a lot of time to check him out and see what kind of a person he is. But business-wise, we know who Gideon Moi is. You know, Gideon Moi has been running businesses before. So partly, some Kenyans know who Gideon Moi is, that's business-wise. Politically, we still need to find out who Gideon Moi is, okay? But for Mudavadi, we've known him for, he's the shortest serving vice president in Kenya.
Alishindwa na mamlaka.
No, amewahi kalia hiyo kiti yenye Ruto amekalia kwa muda mfupi sana, muda mfupi, kwa muda kiduchu, ama wanasema namna gani. The only problem that we have is that for you to become the president, you also need the backing of your own people. Okay, where you come from. You know, Kenya is a tribal country, not in a negative way. But at the end of the day, we fall back to our tribal cocoons. Okay? At the end of the day, that's what Kenyans, as much as we do all the crusades telling people that, you know, tribalism, in a negative way, shun tribalism. But you can't root out the origin and the roots and the history of a person just in the name of trying to build something else. That's what happened to Africans who were taken as slaves to the US and Europe. Okay? What happened is that it is easier for you to say, I serve the God of Abraham. Okay? But you can't say that I serve the God of maybe your grandfather somewhere. It will be interpreted as a spirit worship. Okay? Even if your father perhaps maybe worshipped Jehovah God. Okay? But it sounds funny when you stand before people and say, I serve the God of my father. Okay? But it sounds cool when you say you serve the God of who? Abraham, who is a Jew. And you're a Kalenjin, or you're a Luya, or you're a Kikuyu. Okay? So somehow the history and the roots of Africans have been cut off, tried to be deleted out of Africans. So Africans think they don't even know their great grandfather. But when you go to the Jews, they know up to Adam. Okay?
Yeah.
When you go to Europe, people know where they came from. They can actually tell you, a kid can tell you, nilitoka hapa nzaliwa, babu alitoka huku, akatembea kafika kule. You come to an African and ask them, they don't know. Anajua tu baba yake, peke yake, ama mama peke yake.
Kama ameenda sana ni grandparents.
Yes. But beyond that, hajui. So history cannot be cut off. It is dangerous. So when we say Kenya is a tribal country, we mean we also have our roots. We have our history. And so for you to become president, you need the backing of your roots. The Luya people need to support one of their own.
They have now 3 people. There is Kakamega's governor, Wycliffe Oparanya.
That's the problem.
There's Musalia Mudavadi.
That is the problem. Because now, it's because Luyas don't support one another to the extent that people from outside support Luyas. So you'll find Raila Odinga supporting Oparanya. Then you will find William Ruto supporting this former Senator Boni Halwale. Okay? Then you'll find another politician from somewhere supporting somebody else. Then you'll find somebody from somewhere else from Mount Kenya supporting Mudavadi.
Politician is appointment.
I don't rule out getting a deputy president from Mount Kenya. Then you'll find another person from outside supporting another Luya. So you will never find a Luya supporting a Luya. This is the first time I'm seeing Malala really struggling to sell Mudavadi. Okay? If all Luyas would do the same, it doesn't matter what kind of person this man is. Uni wenyu. Sasa mtadu. William Ruto is not the best in Rift Valley. He's not the best. We have people who are better than him. But yeye ndio yuko. Yeye ndio yuko. Okay? And they all rally behind William Ruto. Ukienda Mount Kenya, ule mwenye watasema huyu ndio, him or she might not be the best. But yeye ndio yuko.
Some support.
Let's support this person. There's no that kind of culture in Western. So that's where Mudavadi will go down if he's not careful, will miss out the status. Okay? Because there's no backing. There is no backing from your own people. Okay? There's no backing. Oparanya can't back him up. You know. Maybe like,
in
no.
fact, is an ODM.
Yes. That's what I'm telling you. Okay? It doesn't matter. Form coalitions, come together, agree this is the way we are going. If Western Kenya can unite and push one person, all the resources will be channeled to Western Kenya to get those millions of votes. But what is the point of getting 2 votes in Bungoma, 3 votes in Kakamega, and 1 vote in Busia, and another vote, you know, and you've spent billions of shillings trying to get those votes, to get 2 votes. You can't waste your money, campaign money, and, you know, fuel and everything, trying to build a campaign machine there. You will go to a place where you're assured, if I win this place, I'm getting my 1 million votes. And so Mudavadi has a chance because he'll be given the seat. He's a compromising leader. He looks sober. Sober in the sense that he understands economy and stuff like that. That other personal life of soberness, hiyo ni yeye anajua. Hiyo ni yeye anajua. But that is the point. So when you talk about Oka, we are looking at so many parameters. We are looking at Kalonzo Musyoka, okay? Who we are not sure yet what he wants.
And I'm seeing the leaders allied to Wiper Party, they're saying that if Kalonzo supports Raila, then he's on his own. Ni yeye peke yake, asimame peke yake, tumewachana na yeye.
Alafu mtasupport nani?
Maybe they have a...
What if that is the only option you have?
Then they'll have to back someone else out.
I don't think Kalonzo can become the president of Kenya.
Why?
That is my own opinion. I'm not speaking for anybody.
Why?
That's my own opinion. That is my own assessment. Kalonzo can't become the president of Kenya, but he can be a kingmaker. He can give someone votes. Okay? Yeah, alishafika. We know. VP, yes, alishakuwa VP. Alishafika.
Hapo ni mwisho yake.
That's what I think. That's what I think. Okay?
Anasema that he understands the problems of Kenya and Kenyans.
Yes, we all understand our problems.
He is best fit for that seat.
We all understand our problems. Okay? We want something more tangible. We want something
like economy is bad. We need to revive our economy.
Yes. The other day I was on social media and a friend of mine had posted about I think it's a CEC or something in the Department of Youth for a certain county, and guys were complaining. I also chipped in and complained a little bit, of course, and complaining about lack of youth agenda. Okay, youth are only remembered during the campaigns. You know, we'll create jobs for the youth. We'll create 500,000 jobs for the youth. You know, if that is the same thing, the same agenda that these leaders are coming with, just chase them away. Okay?
Because the maneno matupu tu. Watasema hivyo, then after winning the seat, it's...
What people don't understand is that a government just doesn't function from a roadside. Okay? A government functions with policies. And policies that have gone through all the 7 processes, including guidelines on implementation. And who is going to implement? Okay? You can't just write policies as suggestions and throw that paper there with no guidelines. How are we going to implement this thing? How long is it going to take? What is the outcome? What is the goal of this thing? Okay? So mostly we have these manifestos that talk about youth agenda. Just suggestions on what we can do for the youth. But actually when people come to power, there is no policy. There is no policy. So, and you can never get money out of government's accounts if there's no policy backing for usage of that money. Okay?
Yeah.
So, for example, you never had a policy that you were going to start maybe recording studios for the youth. Or you're going to set up centers for the youth where they can come, there's free Wi-Fi, you know, and there's an information center, they can come in, you know, serve for free, you know, they can learn a few things there, here and there. If you don't have a policy backing that thing, backing that project, that's just more of a suggestion to woo votes. Then after that, nothing happens. That is it. So you find that most of these leaders, that's what they're doing. Just giving us suggestions. You know, I understand your problems. I'm best fit to sort it out. What problem do you know about me? What problem do you know about me? What exactly do you understand about me? Okay? Go deep. Try to tell us things that we want, that can actually cause us to change our minds and vote for you. That's why I'm telling you, it will be so hard for Kalonzo Musyoka to convince Kenyans that he's serious with what he's doing.
Well, I just hold that thought. We're going for a short commercial break because I'm seeing that my director is really on my case. We'll be coming back and we'll just continue from where you just say that you don't see any possibility of Kalonzo becoming the next president. Well, my name is Dilda Chebet Kering and this is PLG Thursday Politics, Leadership and Governance.
If you're a business person, a trader, or anyone who wants to sell something for money, you have to advertise your products and services. Maisha TV is your best and affordable platform to market your business. We have over 50,000 Facebook likes, 1 million viewers watching us. We have daily news, highly visited website, and so if you advertise with us, we simply put your products or services to over 2 million people across all our platforms. Seriously, if you want to make money, you must market your business. Let's do the marketing and you get your money. Call us now, 0746 999 841. That is 0746 999 841. Or write to info@maishatv.co.ke. Just choose it, watch it, and love it. Nyinyi mko na noti ya 10k moja na it can only buy a chicken.
Kuna wale ambao wameiba mali ya umma,
wale watu wa seminar na retreat.
NASA died. I'm a man of God. I prophesy NASA is dead. Tena iko shetani fulani anatuambia turudi nyuma tena kwa hiyo ndoa.
Where when we introduce this going to school and all that stuff, even the female child is supposed to go to school, and when she goes to school, she's going to be taught about leadership. The people I know who can know them better are those other youth. So what I do, if I handle those youth toughly, they know what to do to my children. Yeah.
Kisumu International Airport is a Category A aerodrome that has been certificated by the regulator, Kenya Civil Aviation Authority. So it means that our operations here are world class. We compare with any other international airport in any part of the world. Currently, in terms of customer satisfaction index, we are rated the highest in terms of customer satisfaction. In fact, we had a trophy for the most customer-friendly airport in Kenya. So it means our passengers, our customers or guests who travel through this airport rate us highly in terms of customer service. The old airport was accommodating about slightly below 200,000 passengers. But now, the new Kisumu International Airport now carries over 400,000 passengers in a year. That means in a day, we receive about slightly over 1,000 passengers and over 20 flights operating here in and out. We now see much bigger aircraft coming in from the small sub 340 aircraft that, for example, Kenya Airways used to operate. Now they are bringing in 737 aircraft. They are bringing in Embraer 190, which can carry more passengers. So there has been a lot of ripple effects that the expansion of these facilities has impacted on the growth of business and tourism in and around Kisumu. We now have curio shops. We now have ground handling companies. We have cargo companies coming up doing business here. We have several communication companies here. We have Airtel. We have Safaricom shops. We have tours and travel companies here. We have more taxi companies. We have car hire companies that have come up. We have renowned world-class companies like Avis operating here. We have Kenatco, and more companies are also coming up to do business at this facility. We have all the facilities that are necessary for the operation of an airport. We have very modern air navigational facilities. We have very modern health facilities. We have very modern facilities for handling emergencies, modern fire and rescue vehicles. We have modern ambulances. We have very modern ticketing facilities here. If you require a ticket, a tourist requires a ticket, it does not need to go very far to get those tickets. We have all the ticketing counters that are required here. We have airline companies that are doing their work very well here. So I think all the facilities that you require are there, including even the security facilities, modern CCTV system. In fact, when you are here, everyone who's here is monitored. So I think we have everything that visitors require in terms of facilitation. Lupita Nyong'o is one of the world-renowned actors. We were very proud to have been associated with handling her through these this airport. I want to appeal to all our travelers, all the people who are planning to travel, that Kisumu International Airport is a world-class airport. It has all the facilities that a traveler requires. It has all the facilities for handling aircraft, for aircraft operators who want to put up business facilities here, hangars, cargo facilities, tours and travel facilities. We have all that it takes to facilitate your business. So please use this international airport.
Kwa shows bab kubwa, ngoma kali, movies, documentaries, series, talk shows na vipindi vya kuchangamsha, kuelimisha na kufahamisha, ni hapa tu Maisha Television.
You're the best thing that ever happened to me. Oh my God.
Unachukua the best, unatazama na unaipenda. Kwa masuala ya afya, habari kemkem, ukulima, biashara, vipindi vya watoto, hapa ni moto. Maisha TV.
Welcome back to PLG Thursday, Politics, Leadership and Governance. And my name is Rida Chibet Karim.
And I'm Bushabi Jr.
And we are talking about politics, and I don't think that we've tackled the part of leadership and governance.
I think
it's just politics.
Yeah, it's all about politics. Politics is actually, someone was challenging me to explain politics. Politics is an activity to suggest solutions. Once the solutions are suggested, then the process of making them into laws, they become Sharia. So that's why they are called legislators.
Okay.
All they do is they come and say, I will do ABCD. I'll give everyone a jet. So when you go home, you'll be using a jet wherever you go home. And then push that to become a law. So that's a politician. Whoever does that, is a politician.
Yeah, and just before we break, Bushebi was telling me that according to him, it is his opinion, Kalonzo Musyoka.
Kalonzo needs to convince us. He must convince me to vote for him. I'm not.
I don't see any difference between Kalonzo and Musalia Mudavadi actually.
No, Musalia Mudavadi is tested. He's an economist, and we are in an economic crisis. COVID has messed us up. We have a country that has borrowed to its neck. Okay, we need to stabilize our economy. We need somebody who understands economy. Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not about the age. Not even sometimes. Most of the times, it's not even about the age. There are people who are born leaders. There are people who are made leaders. There are people who are sane enough to be leaders. Sasa ukimfagia, alafu nani atakuwa leader sasa?
How sasa unajiona that wako na hiyo mamlaka?
Jimmy Wanjigi just did a good thing by giving Eric Omondi some Chrysler. It's called a Chrysler Crossfire. It's a sports car. It's a 2-seat sports car that he gave Eric Omondi today, actually, so that Eric Omondi can continue to campaign.
Kufagia
that thing. But one thing, like I told you the other time, I do believe that Jimmy Wanjigi is a point man, Raila's point man in Mount Kenya. So hata mkisema hatutaki Raila Mount Kenya, Jimmy Wanjigi yuko. Okay? Jimmy yuko. Eventually Raila will be on the ballot. That is something. Asitangaze, Raila will be on the ballot. Or whoever he will say, tosha. Like I say, let me just say this. Farasi ni mbili. It's good we are talking about all these other guys. But there are two horses. Okay? That is William Ruto and Raila Odinga.
Wengine ni tutawaita nini?
No, wengine ni farasi, lakini sasa farasi ambazo ziko mbele
ni wawili.
Okay? Now we are not going to say like the way Raila said, dawa wengine ati ni punda. We are not going to say that's wrong. Farasi ni wote. But farasi ambao wako mbele sasa hivi ni Raila na Ruto. And this is my point. Whoever, if wenyewe hawatakuwa kwa ballot, whoever they will support, hao ndo wanakuwa farasi sasa.
Just as you say, they're either kings or kingmakers.
That is what is going to happen. And I don't know, kuna inaitwaga nini? Kinyang'anyiro in 2022 ile moto sana between the two. When I talk about William Ruto, William Ruto might be the president of Kenya in 2027.
Not 2022.
Not 2022.
That is your opinion. It's not the opinion of Maisha Television or my opinion. And as leaders continue to form formations, coalitions, and joining new parties, yesterday we saw the Kirinyaga governor, Anne Waiguru, saying, and now she's saying that she will join the party which the people of Kirinyaga will tell.
That is just hiding behind, I'll talk to my people, let my people tell me what to do. That is just hiding behind. These people already, they know where you need to understand the mentality of every tribe and region, you know, as Kenyans. Unafaa kuelewa Mjaluo ufikiria aje, Mkikuyu anafikiria aje, you know.
There's something that I think I've noticed with Waiguru. The last time after the BBI was declared null and void, she said that we've never sell Raila Odinga in Mount Kenya. Then juzi tena, Jana actually, when she was saying that saizi aoni kama anaweza defend tiketi yake ya governor kutumia tiketi ya Jubilee. Then akasema that Mount Kenya was never behind BBI. Mount Kenya people.
I don't think Governor Waiguru has been inconsistent. She's been saying the same thing ever since. Ever since BBI started, I was following BBI and everything that was going on. I never saw Waiguru as a strong supporter of BBI.
She was supporting Handshake and she was pushing for BBI. In fact, during those rallies and campaigns,
that's not the way we gauge. That is not the way we gauge support. That's not the way we gauge support. I can come marshal up 3 people, 5 people, you know, and tell you, shout there. The support that I'm talking about is in the strategizing. How are we going to make sure this thing imepita? You know, that's the support that I'm talking about, not the support of making noise. Okay? The support I'm talking about is the technical support. How are we going to make sure BBI imefanya nini? Imepita. She never came out strongly on that. Showing up on rallies doesn't mean you're supporting something.
No, but even the speeches that she used to give, it was sure she was really pushing for it. And now my point was, do you think that maybe Waiguru ni yule mwenye akiona kitu imeanguka sana anza kujidisown naye?
Hakuna kitu kama hiyo. Waiguru, Anne Waiguru, ukiwa mwangalifu utajua where her heart is. Ukiwa mwangalifu, you will know that Anne Waiguru is not satisfied with being a governor. That should tell you a lot. It's not the governorship she's after. Anne Waiguru is after the State House. She'll either get there as a deputy president or the president herself. It may sound shocking. You may say no,
Actually, it's not shocking.
But
because
when
no one expected her to be the governor of Kirinyaga.
Exactly, and she became the governor. And that's why I'm telling you, if you keenly observe her and look at what she's saying and what people are interpreting as dilly-dallying, she's saying this and she's saying that, Anne Waiguru is simply telling you, you know what, this time round, I'm going for a higher seat. And you hear every other presidential candidate saying, I want a deputy from Mount Kenya. Who? And then you hear the narrative changing and saying, this time we want a female deputy president. Who is that going to be? So between Martha Karua, between Anne Waiguru, I mean, who is going to be? Ama Mama Miradi?
Mama Miradi pia anakuja.
Mama Miradi pia anaweza toboa. This is called positioning, Naj. You're positioning yourself. So the statements that she's making are not empty statements, are not confused statements. Those are strategic statements to position her in a place where she may be able to bargain for a higher seat. That is what she's doing. So you might interpret it as somebody who is saying this today and saying the other thing tomorrow. We've seen all politicians do that. Okay? We've seen Ruto say, I'm in UDA. Then they say, then you are supposed to be out of Jubilee, and he says no.
I knew you just had to drag the deputy president into this conversation.
Of course I have to talk about the deputy. I love the deputy president. I love him. He's a good man. He wants to be our president. We have to talk about him. We have to talk about somebody who says he wants to manage your resources. We pay taxes, so it's our money. It's our.
But the way you talk about him, it's not in a good way most of the times. Even so, some of our viewers were complaining that you're really attacking him when it comes to deputy president, but when it comes to other leaders, you're softer.
What do you mean I'm softer? What do you mean I'm softer? I've said Musalia Mudavadi will be given the president seat.
That is not hard. Yeah, that is being soft.
And deputy president, amesema anajenga stadium na miezi sita.
That's where he's heading.
Unasema unajenga stadium na miezi sita. Miezi sita imeisha.
Just as you say.
Yesterday he was blaming ODM. He was blaming Raila Odinga and saying Raila Odinga is the reason why Jubilee has not been able to deliver the Big Four agenda.
He has his reasons. So
what do you mean he has his reasons? He's a government. He's been in government for 9 years.
And that's why he's saying that.
And then when you fail, you actually blame the opposition. It's like your boss blaming you for the failure of the company.
There's something that I think you're missing out. During the first term of Jubilee government, did you ever saw the deputy president coming out and say that, oh, you know, we did not deliver?
We had mega corruption during the first term of the government. Don't tell me about
But on performance, I'm not talking about corruption.
Corruption, corruption erodes any form of performance. Corruption, the Kimwarer, the Aurora dams, all those corruption, the NYS funds and all those things. You can't tell me about. That's the time right now.
But did you ever see the deputy president coming out and say, no, you know, this corruption is because of someone? We're talking about blame. Guys.
No, he came and blamed the opposition for saying that.
That is during the second term.
Wait. When over 23 billion shillings was stolen in this country, it is the deputy president who came and said that the opposition is putting a wrong figure, that they want to spoil the name of the Jubilee government. It was only 7 billion that was stolen. And everyone was like, okay, so you know how much money was stolen? Who stole it then? Okay? So I'm telling you, we need to agree. Okay? Nobody can be perfect. The deputy president is a great man. That one we have to agree. He's a hard worker. The deputy president is a schemer. He's a strategist. We have to give it up to him. We were talking about tribal. We were talking about, you know, I'm a Kikuyu, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that. Right now we are talking about economy. Who brought the conversation, if not the deputy president? We have to respect him. We have to respect the fact that he's a great man. But at the same time, we have to remind him of the lies that he has told Kenyans. We cannot just keep quiet. And he wants to be our president. Okay? If you want to be our president, then we have to talk about it. We've talked about Raila Odinga. I've talked about Raila Odinga swearing himself in. And even that kind of crime, you can't even mention on TV. Okay? And if the government itself kept quiet, who are you to talk about it?
And if the government is also quiet about the lies that you're talking about.
No. The other day, President Uhuru Kenyatta came and said, President Uhuru Kenyatta came and said, if the deputy is dissatisfied with how the government is performing, he should resign. If your own boss can come and honestly tell you, boss, like we are not performing. You can't say, there's a speech I was listening to Deputy President talking and saying, UDA is tested. UDA has built roads. UDA has done, I don't know what. He counted so many things that UDA has done. I was like...
Are you sure you were saying UDA or saying, my government?
Which government?
Jubilee, it's Jubilee. He was elected as a Jubilee deputy party leader.
Jubilee is President Uhuru's government. That is why when
Uhuru and William Ruto is
William Ruto is the property,
during the elections. No, it's not the property of the president. Because I know let me just finish my statement. During voting, I saw is it called the ballot paper?
Yes.
There was nothing like you had to select deputy president together with Uhuru Kenyatta. It was not like he appointed deputy president. So I think the government...
Listen, there is nothing the deputy president can do in this country unless asked to do by the president himself. He can't do his own things. What does that tell you? You're just a property to somebody. That's why Ruto alijipea kazi ya kutangatanga. Okay? Kama upewi kazi, what will happen? Who gives deputy president kazi ya kufanya? The other time he was saying, hakuna kazi ambayo President Uhuru Kenyatta alianipatia, nikakosa kufanya.
In fact, he is not the one who said that. It was the Marakwet senator.
Yeah, which could be 100% true. Which could be 100% true. Okay? It could be true because tumeona for the past few years, hakuna kazi deputy president amepewa. Kazi yote walipatia
kama kwenda kuambiana congratulations Zambia.
Yes. You see? So tutakubali. That's why I was telling you, being a deputy president in Kenya, you're just a property to the president. In fact, you're just under the presidency. Whatever you're told to do, that's what you do. See, the other day, the deputy president wanted to travel to Uganda. Wakamwambia toa birth certificate. Na wakamwambia na si alirudi, alienda. Hakuenda. That tells you who is in charge. Tells you yeye pia yuko tu chini ya mdosi wake. Na yeye usema all the time, mimi mdosi wangu ni huyu. Mdosi ni nani? Ni President Uhuru. And it's the same mdosi who came and said, my friend, kama unaona vile mimi na run gavana mbaya, fanya nini? Jitoe.
And I saw Kenyans came out and say that during the voting, we voted for 2 people. So if Deputy President anaenda, the president should go. Well, I see that our time is up.
I don't want to say anything. I'm not going to comment.
If we continue this conversation, maybe it will go in another direction.
But let me make this clear. Let me just make this clear.
Just, your last words, maybe.
Yes. The deputy president should be respected in this country. And he's a great man. And our criticizing of deputy president doesn't mean we hate the deputy president.
True.
Okay?
Sometimes it's like correcting.
Exactly. He's a great leader, trust you me. The deputy president is a great leader. Otherwise, who would be following him? I give credit to the deputy president for changing the conversation of this country. We've always, dreamt of the day we will talk about economy in Kenya and not talk about, like the narrative is changing right now. I think, Deputy President, you need to come out again and make like 10 press conferences about economy. Because right now the narrative is changing. I'm going to get a deputy president from Mount Kenya. I'm going to get a deputy president from Mount... We've started going that direction again. Okay? We are not supposed to be talking that language. We're supposed to be talking the language of economy. How are we going to make sure that our children go to school? How are we going to build the roads? How are we going to, make our lives better? How are we going to have an enabling environment so that youths waache mambo ya serikali wapatie kazi? Serikali haiwezi kupa kazi. It only creates an enabling environment where you can work with your hands, with your brains, with the education where you can apply whatever you have and make some money out of it. So we need to be talking about this, and I congratulate the Deputy President for that. But for these other things, we must point them out.
Yeah,
we don't want a repeat. If he becomes the president of Kenya, if Ruto becomes the president of Kenya, we do not want a repeat of what we saw. Saying that you're going to do this in 6 months, we are going to bring laptops, we are going to build stadiums, we are going to build roads, we are going to do this and this, you know, and right now it's even now regional. You pick all these leaders from a certain region, you create an economic plan. We want, if he becomes the president, we want those things to be implemented. We don't want a repeat of these empty promises. That is why we are strict. We are pointing out these things. Like, hey, listen, we are closely watching. We know what you said last year. We know what you said yesterday at 8 p.m. We know. So we have to remind you all the time. And that's the reason why we are doing whatever we are doing.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, Bushebi Jr. I think that is a good idea. We have to remind our leaders of some of the things that they promise during campaign, and if they don't deliver, then we have to push for them and remind them that you did good. Ni sawa, and I think most people have raised that that issue.
Yes.
And this has been PLG Thursday, Politics, Leadership and Governance, and most of the time we focused on politics, so don't see Shanghai Sana leadership and governance, but in general actually it's politics, leadership and governance. My name is Rita Chebet Karim.
And I'm Bushebi Jr.
See you next Thursday.